So hi everyone. We have Tina Salee, and I wanted to bring Tina Salee because she's an amazing, psychic medium. She is a QHHT practitioner, which Tina can explain better than even I can. And she's just an amazing teacher in metaphysics. Anything that you want to know, she's been doing it for over like almost 20 years. And I got the chance to meet Tina last year. I think it was in August or September, where she really like helped me to be more of an extrovert, to get on there, to get to the social media and just share that gift. If you have a gift, she's like, it's meant to be shared, on a larger scale. Why only stick to small scale? And that's when I, met her and she brought me onto the channel and she made me do live readings. It really made me more confident, if anything. But and she, she's an amazing QHHT practitioner. I did past life regression therapy with her. It just helped me to really align myself to my path as well, and just to know where am I going, where did it come from, what is it that I need to let go of, all because she really helped me to jumpstart that. And also just her teaching, she's an amazing teacher. She's just light, just bright, brilliant light all the time. No matter what is going on, she's always at that level where it's like that vibration is always there. And that's why I just love her energy. So I just want you guys to, feel what I feel when I'm around her, and to just, start with anything you want to get on the journey with her, or anything that you want to get inspired by. So I want to start with Tina. So welcome, Tina, and hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for coming on to this channel.
Oh, wow.
Really,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you so much, Pretty, for such a beautiful welcome to your channel. I'm so delighted just to be here, and,
Thank you.
and be one of your guests. So thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. So
Thank
anyway,
you.
everyone, welcome. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming to Pretty's channel. I myself also a YouTuber. I have my own channel. It's called Meet Tina on YouTube. But if you go there, you probably see a lot of the Thai languages videos that I have been making because I just started metaphysical school in Thai language. I teach a lot of Thai students all over the world. And as a matter of fact, I'm like one of the first teacher who teach uh, a large umbrella of different subject and topic in metaphysics to Thai student in Thailand right now. But I used to teach, and I'm still teaching a lot of English speaking students, different classes like Akashi, Connect to Higher Self, Angels, and you name it. I mean, there's a long list of classes that I have taught and still teaching right now, which I have my own meetup, and that's why people find me. I usually don't advertise my work. I am also a clinical hypnotherapist. For the past, I believe, 15 years, and also QHHT practitioner. And what it is a quantum healing hypnotherapy past life regression, which I was taught by Dolores Canyon when she was alive back in about 2010, 2011.
Mhm.
That's when she first started teaching. And I have continued my practice up until today. And as a matter of fact, just past couple of weeks, I have done regression on Pretty. And she has
Yes.
mentioned there's been a lot of changes for her, which indeed, when we work with the subconscious through hypnotherapy, like a past life regression, a lot of people don't think it's all work, but I'm telling you, it's a very subtle when you work with this kind of healing work or with your unconscious part, subconscious part. However, you would be noticing that there's a lot of shift and changes that would come into your life. And this what happened to a lot of my clients. They would write me about 3 months, 6 months, a year later. Tina, big change, something changed. Oh my God, what I have experienced through therapy did happen. Da 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 da, all that stuff. And there's been hundreds and hundreds of those emails that came to me. And that's why this is such an amazing therapy, healing therapy for everyone, which I highly recommend. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's about myself being a metaphysical teacher. I teach both languages. If you guys interest, I can post my link there. under description for
On
Pretty.
the
You can
description,
connect with me.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm a YouTuber. You can follow me on Meet Tina on YouTube. You can look for English speaking videos, which, I have it in the past. And Pretty
Yeah.
was one of them too. And
Yeah.
also, I'm a hypnotherapist. I hypnotize, clinical hypnotherapist as well. So you can come for our service if you like to. So thank
Yeah.
you, Pretty, for
Oh,
allowing me to be here. Yes.
yeah. And so just to talking about like since we're talking about this topic, I wanted to know like how so just giving like one of the examples in past life regression therapy or even just in hypnotherapy, if somebody wants to safely open themselves up, how giving an example, one of your clients, just how did like, just how did it start with them or any like, what did they feel and does it matter or do they have to be at a certain vibration or they should be like any medications they're on or does it depend or like does that matter or no? No.
Oh, well, that's a big question. Okay,
Yeah,
and that's a good
yeah,
question as well.
yeah.
There's a lot of reason. First of all, you got to want to do this session. You got to believe in past life regression. Let's say you want to come in and do
Right.
a past life. You have to believe in it and you got to want to. Now, the
Mm.
second thing that may be an issue for some is the seeing, the be able to see the vision inside because everybody's different. Most people can feel. I said 80% of people are good at feeling through
Yeah,
the regression. They may not see quite clear because the way you see it, a lot of people misunderstood about past life regression quite a bit. They think the way they would see is like seeing the movie, but it's not like that. It's just like how your dreams and daydreams, it comes in abstract sometimes for
right.
some people.
Yeah,
So yes, the first thing you want to do it bad, do you really want to do it? And number two, you just been like woken up by your higher self, wanting you to do this session for any shift. Because oftentimes when people go through this session, they'll run into a big shift in their life, big change, a spiritual shift. And number three is, just believe in imagination, believe in visualization. Because in the beginning, you're gonna have to imagine at first. I would tell my clients to imagine, but that imagination, just like a children or just like us, when we go and watch the movie, you begin to relax so quick. And when you begin to relax through picture images and stories in your inner world, even though you make it up at the moment in the beginning, it
yeah,
begins to relax your mind. Your brain frequency begin to shift from beta to alpha, deep alpha, and hopefully theta state which some
right.
people think you can go in deep alpha
Yeah,
and theta. So when you shift into that frequency, it slow you down, and that's when the images, the story of your past life will come in and
wow.
just match it with your feeling, your emotion, how it feels in the story, because all those stories, all those past life regression, they all are mirrors of your current life. It's not about just going and just, yeah, see what you were, if you were king and queen. It's not just about all of that. It's about how you can learn, what you can learn from that past lives that you just experienced. Are there any fears? Are there any kind of old programming that you have that has been causing you current problem in this current lifetime? And
Yeah,
when you see that, you'll be able to see your gift, bring back your skill and gift that you have in past life so you can use it in this lifetime. You begin to let go, releasing of all your old programming, which has been blocking you all this
yeah,
current lifetime. You see?
yeah.
So there's a lot of benefits in doing this regression, a lot of
Right.
benefits.
I'm
Yeah.
already noticing them. If anybody is interested, please go to Tina. She is the best, like of the best, and it's so safe, and you feel so safe. That's if
Mm.
somebody is nervous about, I mean, they just don't look at the word hypnotherapy as in like some people get nervous, and but it's very safe. You will remember everything. Mostly people remember everything. I remember everything that I said. I remember everything that happened. And it also depends on, how Tina actually takes you through that journey. And
Mhm.
it was for almost like 2 hours. And
Yes.
I felt the whole time I felt so safe. And even after it just, you feel the shift right away, actually. Maybe some people,
Right.
I felt it right away.
Well, it
And
depends
even the
on
day,
Yeah, it depends on how
Yeah.
sensitive you are. Like you're an
Mhm.
empath, so you're
Yeah.
sensitive. So that's why you felt right away. And that's
Yeah.
why the length of time that you feel the different, you feel the shift is different, depends on the person. As
Like,
psychic intuitive, you're gonna feel right away. People who would
I,
empath, you just like immediately feel like shift right away. For
yeah.
general people, may take a little time, but they'll feel the difference. Yes.
Probably, yeah. And it also is an amazing tool. Like I feel like as a beginning tool, if anybody is interested in a, intuition or intuition development, because Tina kind of helps you start with that, and then you can go anywhere from there. And coming back to psychic mediumship and intuition, Tina also, she's an amazing psychic and medium. She can see so many things way before than even I know sometimes. Because
No,
she's
that's not true.
such
You guys good. You're good. You're good too.
no, that's
Yeah.
no because no, like last time I just because I'm emotional. We it's almost like we even be as psychic mediums, we're emotionally biased. But if
Yes.
I'm talking to another psychic medium, they're not emotionally biased for me. They're neutral. They can see
Hmm.
some things for us. And I still remember your message that you sent me. And oh my gosh, they're like you sent so many things. And I look at them and I was like, oh my God, like she saw some
I
things.
don't remember what I said to you.
You
What did I
probably,
say to you?
yeah, you still like so many things about you're very gifted and you're meant to do this. You have to have confidence. And I just felt so like it, I sometimes felt that I always knew, even though I've been doing it professionally for so many years now,
Hmm.
confidence was the big thing for me.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
having trusting myself. And when you say you have to really 100% own it, people will love you for you being authentic.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you have to be authentic because it shows if you're not. And
Yes.
it, and that was the biggest key for me to being able to be myself. When I'm not myself, it really shows. No matter what I'm doing, it really shows if I'm not myself. And to be able to gain that wisdom from you and to just, like I have to stick with my own conviction of this is who I am, this is what I'm gonna do all the time. No matter how
Right.
many like, shifts are gonna happen. Shifts are always gonna happen. Shifts are going to happen with people around us, with people that we love, that we're neutral with, any acquaintances. But
Mm.
how do I come back to that center is really, really important. And one of that like biggest thing is that I learned from Tina. And that's what I wanted to know, Tina, when you also practice as a psychic medium. And
Yeah.
how did that, that journey even start? I'm really
Oh boy.
curious to know and interested.
Well, you know, I have looked back in
Yeah,
my life and asked myself the same question because I get a lot of students asking me like, how did you get started? And then I
right.
realized I have started when I was young. My
Yeah,
mom was very intuitive. My mom used to do all these things that we call metaphysics, but it wasn't called that back then. It wasn't even known in Thailand. I was born in Thailand, guys. So she used to
yeah,
do all this inviting spirits and channelings and all this burning incense and I used to just love just participate.
yeah.
And my mom dreams, visions are very amazingly accurate. And there's so many incidents. She would get me involved, like burn the incense and we'll see the numbers and she would buy the lottery and she always win all these small numbers. She won a lot of money. And that's how we came to the
Mhm.
United States. Because back then in the 70s, if you don't have money, if you didn't have any money, you cannot come here. It's not
Yeah,
like here now that everybody can just fly anywhere in the world. But back
yeah,
then you gotta have money. So my mom used to just pray to the house spirit and have this incense. I believe it was three incense sticks. And every
okay.
morning she would ask me to like, Tina, look at the number, and the ashes will form the number. And it doesn't do that pretty because
Wow.
as soon as it burns, it falls down. To me, it was a normal thing as a child. Later
Yeah,
on in life, I remember when I need when I went into financial uh, issue back in the 40s, when I was in
right,
the 40s, I
right,
begin to remember and I start to do the same thing, hoping that I would get the same experience. I didn't get
right.
a number because everything just, the ashes just fell off,
Yeah,
and I begin to, wait a minute, this is magic. This is magical. What my mom had done, she had no idea this is not the norm. You
Right.
see? So I have experience of that. And then my own uncle, who is my mom's younger brother,
Mhm.
channel as well. He would do like unconscious channeling, you know,
Wow.
and that's how it got started. I started
Mhm.
about at the age of 10 and 12, and I started to meditate. I started to wanted to know where we came from. I started to practice a lot of, staring the candle flame, meditation and different kind of meditation. I would just try to discover myself. Who am I?
Wow.
Where did I come from? Where would I go after this? So these
Yeah.
are all this inner journey that I have started when I was young. And when I
Wow.
came to United States, in my teens, I continue to develop this in the 20s. When I
Right.
started to get comfortable, assimilate into American culture, I found a psychic eye bookstore in Ventura in Los Angeles. So I think that was one of the first psychic store, and it was like a candy store. But they didn't have much back then. We didn't have the internet and so much information like this. So I drove into past life, regression book, and I think I came across Brian Weiss and Edgar Casey books. So I followed Edgar Casey's study in
Big channel, yeah.
hypnotherapy.
Right.
Yes, that's how I got into hypnotherapy and into Akashic record. That's how it all started. And then I got into tarot, astrology, numerology, and you name it. It's just about anything and everything. Then I came across John Edwards' first TV show,
Mhm.
Crossing Over, I think back in the early 90s. He was one of the first psychic medium that came on the talk show. So I used to
Right.
watch it all the time. This is before Teresa, Long Island medium, and it was
Right.
John Edwards. Yes, he was a
Right.
pioneer. And I was just like glued to TV. And then, I would take classes with, back then it's very hard to find any teacher as well.
Yeah.
So I would learn from here and there. I remember when Yusui Reiki just first came out, hand healing. I'm like, what is that? This is different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have seen a lot of changes in the psychic medium era, and
Right.
just fascinating journey up until today. I begin to realize, oh my God, I have been involved all these years. Just studying,
Yeah.
learning, practicing, and doing
Yeah.
reading. Yes. Yeah.
Right. And so do you psychic medium, do you practice like online, Tina, or do you also do like
Well, both,
um
both.
both? Okay.
We used to take classes, and back then the classes would be in person. So we get together as a
Okay.
group, and also there's meetup group. So we have, people that join together, and we do like a weekly practice. And then it got to the point where we start to have internet, and then we had the forum, and then we start to do practice on internet, but it's not via Zoom. Zoom still haven't didn't exist back then. It was
Right,
just like
right.
different tarot forum, and then
Yeah.
we would come together, and I would lead a clairvoyant practice group. And I study with
Wow.
different teachers. I study with Deborah Katz.
Yeah.
I study with Lisa Williams and John Edward. I went, bought his session and classes,
Right.
and study his work, his teaching. So just
Right.
many different teachers
Yeah.
along my path, and did a lot
Right.
of practice. And I even used to do reading on a psychic network that used to come
Yeah.
out on, you get on the phone, they call you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kazam, it used to be Kazam. It used to be like big psychic network back then in the
Right.
90s. Yeah. But then,
Wow.
things changed. I don't do reading much anymore because
Right.
my life is just so involved with teaching and
Right.
hypnotherapy. And
Yeah.
that's actually where my love is, my passion. And YouTube, of course. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And anybody who wants to find she's meet Tina or meet Tina on YouTube. And I
Hmm.
love it. And if anybody who's easy to access, it's on my website as well, preetiinsight.com. I have her link for her channel that they can click on, and you can please welcome to subscribe. And wanting to know about, so coming back to psychic mediumship and hypnotherapy. So you feel if anybody who's interested, they're asking me, for example, when my clients ask me, what is even empath? They don't know the difference between empath or intuition, or what is the beginning. In when you were teaching, what would you suggest them like, begin here? Or what would you think? Something easy for them to understand. Where would
Okay.
you feel like that they can go that, oh, this is easy. It's like not that hard or complicated to
Okay.
understand. Yeah.
Good. Good question. I would say that if you have a desire to be intuitive, and then what is intuition anyway? Intuition is just, when your higher self or your spirit guides connect with you and they communicate with you. You may not be aware that they communicate with you, but you always get these hints and these messages or this just like feeling, this thought that just come in
Yeah.
and it's always come, always happen. That's how
Right.
they communicate with you. See? And being empath, the meaning of empath is just being ultra sensitive, sensitive to the feeling and picking up energy of other people. And we all are. It's just a matter of us being open and being receptive or not. But
Mhm.
one thing, if you want to be intuitive, you have to believe that you can be because everybody has that.
Right.
Everybody has intuition. Everybody has sixth sense. Everybody can develop their sixth sense. We
Right.
all have it. It's innate in us, all of us.
Right. Right.
But why not
Right.
always have it? It's because we have been programmed. We have been programmed so deep in our unconscious or the subconscious part of us.
Right. Right.
Because in this work, it uses some imagination as well. You got to open up that door so you can enter into fifth dimension and connect to the spirits or your higher self. You
Yeah.
see? But when we open up into the mind dimension, it's not the third
3D.
dimension.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Right.
We were brought up to not believe what we cannot see, but I'm going to ask you, can you see G5? Right? Can you
Yeah.
touch it? You can, but it exists,
Right.
right?
Right.
Can you touch the thought, the feeling? You can't. It's
Yeah. But it
energy.
exists. Yeah. Yeah.
It's there fully in all of us. The same
Right.
thing as the sixth sense and the connection to the higher self. You got to have a desire to connect and
Right.
then begin to open up your channel, begin to open because everybody has it because everybody is a spiritual being. Everybody is a spiritual energy. And
Yeah.
everybody is the same thing. We are all creators. We are all God and goddess.
Right.
Nobody's above, nobody's below. We don't
Right.
need to go out and worship anything else except come inside because even in every religion was said temples and churches is within all of us. The answer is within. The
Right.
real religion, real goddess is within you. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
We tend to just follow everything else and we lose ourselves as who we are. You see? So we got to come back. And this is the time now, Pretty. This is the time now. A
Yeah.
lot of people are waking up.
Right.
A lot
Yeah.
of people pick up and begin to question a lot of things, especially after COVID, after the
Right.
lockdown. That's
Yeah.
a mass awakening. You see,
Right.
people
Yeah.
waking and question, wow, it's not supposed to be. Our life's not supposed to be like that. There's something beyond this
Right.
dimension here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
People
everybody's
are
got to
like,
be safe.
you're right. Yeah. No, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Let's go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people begin to wake up. Large mass, and this is not just United States, it's all over the world. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot all over the world because a lot of things, the energy is the energy of the Mother Earth rising up. The Schumann
Right.
resonance just shifted last week, last couple of weeks. They never had this before,
Yeah.
and that's what they said that it's actually going to shift. It shift a lot of energy of the Mother Earth. She's rising up, so we all have to kind of rise up too with our awareness and consciousness, you
Right.
know.
Right.
And if we're not, we're just gonna feel like our life just kind of like, okay, well, where am I going now? But then a
Yeah.
lot of people who are on this path will begin to feel like, or being pushed. You're gonna
Yeah.
be pushed, just like you, Pretty. You're being
Oh, yeah.
pushed to do what you're supposed to do. If you're
Oh,
not
yeah.
doing what you're supposed to do, you may get sick. Just like me, when I got COVID, I realized why I got COVID. You know,
Right. Yeah.
it pushed me. I hadn't been
That is
COVID, I wouldn't be on meeting on YouTube and
right.
teach. Yes.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, this is what's going to happen to you now. Energy is going to push you. So if you're not walking your destiny, you're
Yeah.
not doing your passion, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Your
Either
higher
way,
self going
I
to kick your butt.
noticed that, that just reminded me that I have, been a nurse for years, and I felt being pushed either
Mhm.
I loved it, but I also felt like that I needed there's something more, because the passion is really in metaphysics. It's really, we can use metaphysics
Yes,
into any realm, like in any jobs, any career. It's not restricted to just this. But
yes.
I was being pushed because people were coming up to me more reading. So I've been using it as like hobby, but more like I feel like I've been doing when I started doing since 2015. I was doing it more and more. Then I do it slowly, little by little by little. And then
Hmm.
I felt like I started going to, the all the workshops and all the psychic fairs and all the spiritual shops. Something last year, something shifted. And it's definitely like you said, and it just I felt like I have to do this, otherwise, like you said, it's gonna make me sick. And if you're like, I also noticed, Tina, if you're not channeling this
Hmm.
energy in a positive way, or in a way where it needs to be channeled, you are anxious all the time, or you're
Right?
nervous, or you like my issue was being confident to come out to the social media, and that was my biggest
Well,
issue.
I
That's when,
think you know what it is. It's not.
yeah,
I think I know that
yeah,
everyone's natural, innate nature, or your true self.
right,
It's very confident. Look
yeah,
at the children. When you're a kid, you're confident
right,
without all this program of fear and oh, don't do this, don't say this, right?
right, right,
Every child, all children, they all are confident. They're not
right,
embarrassed to say things. They say what they
right,
feel. They say what they think. They do what they love. See,
yeah,
they know what they want to do, but it's adult. It's a program that tell them, hey, you got to do this. You got to study this. You got to go to school for this. We begin to
yeah,
change all the kids, you see, and that's what changed us to be not be who we are. And now is the time to go back to be who we are. And yes, what you just said earlier, passion. What are you passionate about? Ask yourself a question. Go back to your childhood. What is it that
yeah,
you like to do? Throughout
right,
your life, go back into like stages of your life. Write it
mhm,
down.
right,
What is it that you like that you feel happy? What is it that
right,
you do that you feel passionate about?
right,
All
right,
those things, oftentimes it's not all one thing, pretty.
yeah,
Because what a multi-dimensional being, you can be
yeah,
doing different kind of career all under one umbrella. It's
right,
everything that you're gifted. It's everything that you want. It's not like you have to choose one or the other.
right,
I used
mm,
to have an experience where I was like asking myself, should I be a teacher or should I be a hypnotherapist or should I be a psychic reader?
right.
But look, now I'm doing everything
I
because under the
know,
same umbrella is everything that I love to do. I may
yeah,
do one more than another. You
yeah,
know, and I love to share information. Look, I'm on
right,
meeting on YouTube.
right,
So it just look at your gift.
right,
You can even look into your astrology and look at your chart and have someone who's really good in reading astrology read
yeah,
about you, which I have on my channel. I have a couple lady who's really good. Her name is
yeah,
Raquel.
yeah,
Raquel is really, really good. And
yeah,
also I forgot the name at the moment, but you go on my channel, you'll find I interview a couple of people who's really good
right,
astrologist,
right,
astrologer. Yeah.
yeah,
So they can look at your chart and see what you're good at as well.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yes, definitely why you're on a channel because you're being, guided to do what
exactly,
you're supposed to do. Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
And to
Metaphysics.
conclude, yeah, metaphysics, and to conclude, like, after talking to you, I feel like the main thing is to have to believe in this. That's the first thing. Like, if you don't believe in it, if you're a little bit having second thoughts about vertigo, just start with some being gentle to yourself, and it's okay,
Mm,
and just you can watch and listen, and I started being gentle. I was like, first thing, I have to be gentle to myself. I have to feel safe. I have to feel that this is something that I really want to do, go on this path. And it can take
mm.
years. It can take sometimes years. It can take, for some people, right away, and some people months. But it
Yeah,
depends on where we are in this journey, right? and
right.
and yeah, so just thinking
Well,
about
it's a
all that.
timing. There is a
Yeah,
timing as well, but
right,
also an awareness. An
exactly.
awareness of what's going on with yourself, awareness to your emotion. How do you feel at the moment in your life? Are you
Right,
happy? Are you
Right.
vibrating joy all the time? If you're not vibrating joy all the time or stillness on your daily basis, your
Right.
emotion is always up and down, and questioning and stress and not knowing where to go. Okay, then you're going to have to sit down, wake
Yeah.
up, and look at yourself, go within and really do a lot of inner work, a
Right.
lot of research. And hey, what is my passion? Where am I going? You know,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have to like roll backwards and it's
Right.
time to like look at yourself, let go of a
Mhm.
lot of old stuff,
Right.
things like that, until you get to the point where on your daily basis, you find joy on your daily basis.
Mhm.
And we were talking about manifestation earlier, pretty.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how you begin to manifest. You're
Right.
not gonna manifest, just visualize and feel the emotion. If
Right.
you don't have this strong magnet,
Right.
which is you,
Right.
to bring it in.
Yeah.
I don't care how much you visualize and feel, you're not going to get it. But,
Right.
how do you create that magnet?
Right.
You're going to have to shift your awareness, your consciousness, your emotion. Like I said earlier, stay in the joy frequency
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
I joy in the both, happy,
Yeah.
content, peace. But if
Mhm.
your vibration is like, okay, 1 minute or one day I'm like down at the bottom, depressed, and the next day I may come up a little bit. Okay, something happened, makes me happy a little bit, and then the next day will go down again, and then
Right.
you're gonna go up and down like the storm in the ocean. You're not gonna find that balance. You're gonna have to be staying in this frequency and up because it's light, it's powerful, it's filled with love and light, it fills with forgiveness, it fills
Mhm.
with understanding yourself, it feels self-love, it
Right.
fills with all the positive connotation and energy. And
Right.
that's when you become that love and light that we talk about, become your own goddess and goddess self,
Right.
the creator.
Yeah.
That's you are a creator. You can create it from your own light. Because you open
Exactly.
up. When you have that, your light will shine bright. Your heart, it will be open. All your chakras, kundalini is open, activated. Your auric feels wide. People around you feel happy. You're happy all the time.
Right.
Guess what? That's very powerful. It
Yeah.
inspires people. It attracts people. And that's what it's called. Magnetize. You attract not just people, you attract everything that you desire to create.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
simple.
I know, and it like you said, like it's very simple, but sometimes,
It's
in
true.
daily lives, yeah, daily life we go through some things. We have family life and kids and jobs and and
True. True.
like how to stay, like you said, on that path, uh,
Awareness.
of it, right?
Awareness. Yeah.
Yeah,
Check your feeling all the time. It's a
yeah,
constant because when you repeating your awareness,
right,
it takes repetition. Everything takes
right,
repetition. Here you go. We're bringing
exactly, yeah,
hypnosis, hypnotherapy technique. No, again,
right,
you begin to repeat your habit of checking in your emotion,
right,
checking in your thought. Oh, why did I think this negative thinking, the words and about myself? You may catch yourself, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not as rich as this person. I'm not as pretty as this, I'm not as smart. You're putting yourself down. You're repeating yourself. We can be our own worst enemy.
exactly,
We're like the worst enemy to ourselves because we always give ourselves negative self-suggestion.
right, yeah,
Constant repeating that becomes your energy. You see?
yeah,
So we need to become aware and begin to check in your thought, check in your emotion. You
right,
do that on a daily basis, it becomes like a habit. And once it
right,
becomes like just like anything you do, habit, work out, go to
right,
school, study class, or ride bicycle or anything,
yeah.
diet becomes a habit. It
Being
becomes a lot
aware,
easier.
yeah,
And it
being
becomes
aware is the
automatic.
most important.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
That's the
automatic
first thing is
afterward.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much, Tina. And I feel like it's almost like a class to me whenever I talk to you. But thank you. And this is
Well,
Tina. And Tina, do you have anything else to say? Anything, any goal, another golden nugget before we, conclude this?
I just like to again thank you, Pretty, for allowing me to
Oh,
come
you're
on your
welcome.
platform.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And also thank you all the audience. And hopefully you learn something, from this video as well. Because, that's the purpose, that's the goal. When we do this video, as teacher, like myself, teacher, I always trying to leave something for my students to learn and to be able to inspire them and really, you know, change their life into a better positive path.
Yeah.
So, that's it. I just want to thank you. And
Well, thank you.
please,
You definitely have shifted.
this is
Yeah.
pretty new, new channel. So please don't forget to subscribe, click
Oh,
like.
thank you. Thank
Yes,
you. Yeah, you definitely have shifted my life for the positive, for the better. And if you meet Tina personally or for appointments for anything, she will definitely shift yours only for the better. So,
well,
and
thank you.
please meet, yeah, please, she's her channel. Please watch her channel, meet Tina YouTube channel. And also if you want to connect with her directly, I'll leave a bio and the link below in the description so you can actually directly contact her. And other than that, I thank you so much, Tina, for coming and for
Thank
giving your
you.
time. And yeah, I really appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.